Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, and all other social media, and anybody who's observing from this YouTube channel. Um, just gonna say peace to you first of all. Good morning and things of that nature. I just wanna remind y'all, man, about the science of distraction. Distractions are utilized to basically deter you from a real event or a real circumstance. A distraction is used to take you away from that which is detrimental, that which needs to be observed, that which needs to be maybe fixed, challenged, or whatever. Right? Distractions do that specifically and purposely. So what has happened in Barcelona, Spain, what I'm saying? It's a tragic event, tragic situation. But the reality is that to me, understanding a lot of how this system works, false flags, psyops, and different types of psychological operations that's utilized within different governments of the world because they're all connected, what I'm saying, through societies and so on and so forth. So with that being stated, to me, Barcelona, what I'm saying, could be a distraction. And the reason I say that is because, what I'm saying, it's everywhere. And it's right after this Charlottesville thing has occurred, which a man has ran somebody over with a car, murdered someone, so on and so forth. And that's a big issue in our own country. See, racism has always been an issue in this country. It's never been addressed. You understand? And for it to be addressed, that means that this system will have to be held accountable for, that historical implication of slavery, as well as current and modern day, what I call corruption, oppression, enslavement, so on and so forth. So Barcelona is a distraction from what's happening in our country. Got us looking over there why certain things are happening here. And if we stay with our focus on Barcelona and other things, we will be distracted consistently and not be able to take care of what's happening right here in this racism, this white supremacy thing. See, they want to run away from the whole issue of white supremacy now because it's affecting European people, quote unquote, white on white. And they always talk about black on black crime in this country, right? So now you're witnessing white on white, you know what I'm saying? Crime, violence, whatever you want to call it. But this white on white crime or violence isn't due to some type of, crime being committed, from quote unquote a person of color onto a white person, quote unquote, or this black on black crime thing like they push all the time. So the issue is that this is a different paradigm, and it's exposing the country for what it really is and what it has always been. See, most people of color already know what this country's about. You know what I'm saying? We've experienced it throughout generations. This is a generational thing. You know what I'm saying? And when you have institutions such as slavery, this is what happens. It's generational. It's played out. You understand? And you have to keep the environment in such a manner where it can be played out, where these inequalities can live and exist and be played out. But seems as if the people themselves have caused themselves to be in this predicament. That's the science right there. And the distraction is that they create methods to make it seem as if those people in those quote unquote poverty or inner city communities aren't able to tend to themselves or able to aid themselves. You see what I mean? So it's the same thing. We can't be distracted. We cannot allow distractions to get in our way, because if the distractions get in our way, we won't see the real picture. And the media is very, very good at creating distractions. So again, let's not be distracted by what's happening around the world. Let's pay attention to what's happening right in our country, what's happening right under our noses that we're witnessing every single day. You understand? It's about time that this issue of racism has come to its fruition. In other words, it's time to discuss it. It's time to fix it. But the thing is this. This is the thing, and I say it all the time. It is not up to the oppressed to fix the situation of racism because we didn't create it. That's their paradigm. And that's another thing that why you can't be distracted, because they have to address it now. Them, not us. You see what I'm saying? So you got Nazis and you got white supremacists and so on and so forth, and then you got counter quote unquote Caucasians who's fighting against that, the ignorance and so on, and all of that good stuff that we've been witnessing on the television, that we've been witnessing during the media, that we've been watching the president break down himself, because he's quick to disrespect other people, quick to jump on his Twitter, but he hasn't jumped on the Twitter in the last couple of days about these situations. He wasn't quick to, to call out white supremacists and neo-Nazis, or, none of that stuff he was quick to do, because he's a part of the paradigm. He sits very comfortably in that particular paradigm. Now people say he can't be racist, he ain't not a racist because he was hanging out with black people. Come on, man, stop. Business is business. Stop. He's a businessman. You understand what I'm saying? So business is business. I can do business with the Klan. That doesn't mean I have to like them, respect them, or any of that nature, but I can do business with them. Money makes money. That's just what that is. You understand? So you can take that how you want to take it. But the reality is that you cannot be distracted from what's really happening, because we have to sit back and watch how this unfolds, because there's a benefit in how this is going to unfold for our people. You see what I'm saying? There's something that we can take advantage of in this particular situation if we're paying attention to what's happening. So we cannot be distracted. We should not be talking about Barcelona. We should be talking about Charlottesville, and we should be talking about all of those other marches that they're trying to take place in our country. See, these marches are systematically designed. You have George, there's George Soros. Everybody know who George Soros is. George Soros created the Black Lives Matter movement. He created this movement right now. He's playing both sides of the fence. He's giving money to the protesters as well as to those neo-Nazis in those quote unquote white nationalist groups. He's playing both sides of the fence. You see what I'm saying? But it's okay, because playing both sides of the fence, he's playing into a particular paradigm of and demographic of people. You see what I'm saying? It's not really affecting us at this particular moment. Charlottesville, Virginia is predominantly a Caucasian place. Yeah, of course there are people of color there, but it's a predominantly Caucasian place. So when you witness what was going on there, you witnessing a bunch of quote unquote white folks acting out. You understand? And it's okay, because they have to act out. They have to fix that. That is their paradigm. They have to fix it. Now the chickens is coming home to roost, because the racism is just bigger than racism now. It's not just affecting quote unquote black and white, but it has everything else to do with classism and other types of isms that's meshed with this whole concept of race thing. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, race is a concept. It's a man-made construct. It's a concept, and it really has no validity or bearing on the human condition, even though well, let me rephrase that. It does have a little bearing on the human condition, because the way it's being utilized and is putting humans in a bad way, in a bad condition, in a bad thought process. You know what I'm saying? So what we have to do is understand that all of this is intentional. It's designed, and you can play into the design, or you can fall back and let them play into their design. See, again, the chickens is coming home to roost. They got to work that out. They got to fix that. This doesn't have anything to do with you at this particular point. So fall back and let it happen, and watch and learn and observe and see where you can take the advantage from. You know what I'm saying? Because it's an advantage situation that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to make some things occur if you pay attention to what's going on, and you'll utilize every aspect of the society in order to do it. You know what I'm saying? And this is what they've been trying to do for centuries here, is use every aspect of society to rule inside of this country, and now it's backfiring. Their own thoughts, their own agendas and intent are now backfiring on them. So sit back and let it rock. You know what we say: when the enemy is making a mistake, never interrupt them. Peace.